Sorry, that won't happen again.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the cat. Who are you?
Squishy, come here.
I'm sorry. Wait, why is everybody quiet?
Because I'm not talking, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Because Goldy died, we're giving him a.
It's a moment of silence.
I'm just getting my shit set up. That's why.
I don't normally ask you guys how you're doing, but how's everybody doing? It's gonna be a while probably after this week before we see each other again.
Maybe we can hop in.
Everybody doing okay?
The worst is past. Yeah, tired mentally.
Yeah, I'm tired.
I am a nervous wreck, but okay physically.
Oh.
Ask us again next time.
And I get to be doing rehearsals like 4 times a week, so I'm doing pretty great, honestly. It could be worse. I regularly sleep like trash though, because that kitten is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
Adorable.
Yeah, adorable nightmare.
But a nightmare.
Well, I have had 2 interviews so far, and I'm trying to schedule 2 more. I've interviewed with people that I don't want to work for because I like the people that are there, but I don't like the jobs, hours, or pay, or both. So it's either I like the people, I hate the hours, I like the location, but I hate the hours, or I really don't know if the pay is going to be enough.
We want our cake and we want to eat it too.
But yeah, I also got some encouraging stuff today, but I don't know if that's really going to do anything, because I looked up the pay for the people that were trying to help me get a job with this location, and I don't think they're going to pay me enough, because they're a pretty big org, and I've interviewed and got the job with them before, but it was not where this school is, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, you literally got the job like after you committed to this one.
Right. So essentially I got 2 job offers that I could have taken. One of them was just like 2 weeks apart. Also, Mesh, if you're playing Minecraft at the same time, we can legitimately watch you play Minecraft on stream.
Yeah, you can
because I can see it on your screen. Yeah.
This has been happening for weeks.
I know it's been happening for weeks, but I just wanted to see if it would take him weeks to figure it out or not.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
All right. I don't mind if you play Minecraft during the game, honestly, but if it impedes your kind of like paying attention, then sure.
It's just.
We have a TPK because you were.
Yeah, I mean, I legitimately don't care.
I would never do it in combat.
At this point, like Mesh, I'm giving you a free pass for anything because your brain is like doing what mine's doing, so it's fine, man. If you need to play to get your mind engaged in something just so that it's like active, then that's fine. So okay, but that is something that I've never said to another player, so just keep that in mind, okay? Like, I want to make sure that you're very chill for this kind of a game as much as possible. There's no reason to add stress to your life here. Okay. Welcome back, Songs of Summer, to session 82. You are in various rooms doing various activities and talking with different people. All of them of which are Goliaths, unless you decided to talk with the Aarakocra. There are lots of different things that you were able to do and have a good time with a good game of Goat Ball with the people of Wormdoom Crag. The feud between the 2 clans has been decided that you are going to head out and try to remedy the situation by meeting with the other chieftain and trying to see things maybe from another perspective to see if you can find a neutral meeting ground. However, 2 of our players and their characters, Chalcedony and Goldy, have decided that they are going to partake in a ritual or kind of coming of age ceremony called the Crawl. In this area, one of the Goliaths has been discussing what can be done for Chalcedony to create a doll or a representation of childhood that they must depart from in order to participate. And Goldy had left the room in order to retrieve something. So we're actually going to start with Goldy this week as to who he was going to go get, or maybe what the results of that trip is before we can participate.
So I think so first of all, we went back to where all of us are located, and I asked, guys, we're doing a trial, basically as a way of getting us to see the other tribes, maybe get into a bit more of a favorable position. Do any of you want to join us? Maybe participate? No one speak at once.
Well, let's just cut to everyone in order. We'll start with Devii. Just what is everyone doing in the main area? Besides, Mesh is the only one that's not currently with the group.
I think from last week I was at least with those two as they were talking. So I think I'm just, sitting off the side listening, not doing much, just
Are you happen to maybe be around Cari and Thundercaller as they're just kind of talking about some general medicine practices potentially, and talking about how you've been able to remedy some things with some magical tattoos to kind of ward off poisons, or kind of some of the things you might be developing?
When applicable, whenever able, she's taking the listening over the speaking, because she's just, she doesn't feel like engaging much in conversations.
Sure. What is Breker up to after the goat ball game?
Just celebrating in merriment, preparing to head towards Sky Tower.
I think the guy you clothesline has started to come to and is trying to speak to you, but very broken.
Healing people up, making sure no one's got any concussions.
Sure. Yeah, he's trying to communicate very poorly through probably a couple of broken teeth. You're healing. And Van is maybe easing a little bit of the pain with some performance, maybe talking with some of the kids, perhaps about maybe inspiring them with some fascinating things that you've learned about nature, space, talking about gravity, maybe teaching them something about science. I don't know. That's just what I presume Van might be doing, but what do you think, Dallan? What's Van up to?
Yeah, that, any number of things. Maybe a little quieter than usual, but nothing.
Some of the kids are probably asking for some autographs based off of your secret flight. Being a magic user that they haven't really been exposed to, it's kind of fascinating to them. The teenagers now think that you're the only cool member of the group, that type of thing.
Oh yeah, that's me, the cool member.
You have a bladed guitar type thing, so it's kind of hard not to say that you're not just a violin version of Slash.
I wouldn't be surprised if the emo kids were like,
yeah. They're like, hey man, can I see your vial? If you break it, I'll cut you, or it'll cut you by itself.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the site that you find yourself amongst. Goldy, everyone seems to be relatively spread out, but you can probably get their attention pretty easily. You're a big guy.
I'm gonna look around and just go to Breker first. Hey there. And then I look at the glaive. Hey there, champ. Hey.
You're the one who broke my other jaw. Oh.
Huh?
He's like popping muscles in his face.
I just look at Breker. Yes, that I also contribute. How are you feeling?
I'll be right as rain tomorrow, but that was some hit, mate. Ooh.
Sorry, I kind of caught up in the whole.
Don't apologize. That was the hardest game of Go Ball we have played in years. That was a lot.
Really?
That was great. Yeah, we haven't had that much fun since the last time we played against Sky Tower.
Huh.
Sky Tower.
It's almost like new blood elevates the game.
The element of surprise, I guess.
But you rest well. Maybe before we leave, we can do it again.
I'll
Now
do
I know
that.
what
And he
I'm doing.
points to like over your shoulder to the wrong. Basically, what you think is his version of where you might be.
Okay. So, Breker.
It's alright.
Breker. Do you do you want to go do a trial? I have no idea what it's going to entail, but it might help us to go and we go to a more of a favorable position with the other tribes.
Yeah, we can go and see what that trial's about.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in tests of feat strength.
Sounds like we're just going to go into a hole. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I kind of have a bad feeling of certain thoughts popping up.
The bad feeling is what makes things interesting.
Oh, good. You just want to see us suffer. That's. You're a good paladin, sir.
Dallan out of frame, kind of like puts her
You're
tea down. You
just
say
now figuring
suffering.
that out?
Yes, suffering. I'll get Devii.
Hi. Wait.
Okay.
This is not
Dallan just
meant to be
hobbles
an-
off. She's like, "This is going to get good."
This is
Devii,
not
more
meant to
tea.
be
We have an activity.
entertaining.
Come.
Wait.
God, I'm tired.
I'm not supposed. This is not supposed to be entertaining. Never mind.
I'll come back with Velen, as one does.
Oh man, my joints are right as rain. Let's go watch. Come.
Yeah.
I'm coming. What? You said we're
Wait.
watching people suffer.
Yes, this one.
No,
Why are
not
you
not
suffering?
necessarily. Look, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm
Would
just
be very
assuming
interesting
on
without
my part.
with a guaranteed suffering.
Wait, what are you doing?
There's a trial. One takes it to become an adult man. You know,
Aren't
it's
you an
for
adult?
the
Felon looks up at you.
Full-
Well, you're taller than me.
it's
Aren't
for
you
the
a man
kids. No,
You're
no,
not a kid.
yes, but I'm thinking about doing it so as a good favor to be, you know, for the other tribesmen, so they don't just immediately just go, no, you're outsiders, or, you know, the rest of the crap we usually have to deal with. If they see us and see that we've gone through the trial, maybe they'll be a bit more accepting. That's all.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they already seem pretty accepting, but if you want to do this, if you want to become a man, go for it.
Look, I'll be honest with you. One of the other reasons why I chose because I thought we've been through so much, and all the things that I've actually done kind of felt right. And Cal's going to be doing it too.
I can
Yeah,
see you doing that.
I'm doing it, and yeah, I think it
You-
will get us.
You're not with us.
Huh?
No.
Oh, I'm not here?
with us.
Well, that's why I was being quiet. Because I thought I wasn't here. But then you addressed
Yeah.
me, so I thought
mean,
that you wanted me to
Suddenly, Cal pops
no,
up from the
sorry.
hallway,
talk. That's what I thought.
from behind a barrel that we didn't
Alright.
see.
I'm off
Alright, you know-
meditating with my doll.
Just scream because you heard me somehow. Yes, I'm doing it too. Anyway, he wants. Well, to be fair, I kind of asked him to do it too, and maybe it'll be good for him to address his past,
Okay.
which might be intrusive now. And I'm thinking about it out loud.
I feel like
Ooh.
you have at least addressed your past, and so for like a little bit, so at least you have some
Mhm.
experience going into it.
So easy mode for me. Go get whatever I need to say. Hey, I'm one of you guys. Oh my god, what if it says I'm one of the guys here? Oh no, it
That's what I
might
was
make things
thinking.
worse.
It might be really bad when we go to the other place. But if you really want to do this, do it, I guess.
You know what? It's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I always mess things up, and then we suddenly make everything right. That's the deal. Anyway,
I mean, here, I'm telling
It's
you
fine,
to
Goldy.
do it
Just
if
kick
you...
the door down. Come on.
I'm telling you to do it if you want to, because I think it's a stupid idea, personally, but I don't want to put my feelings of thinking something is dumb onto somebody else.
Vanvalor,
I greatly appreciate.
stop entertaining
the
children. Come. We have
indirectness
more
of that.
entertaining things to go do ourselves. Like watch Goldy and Chalcedony potentially
But
suffer.
they're-
Come. It
But
will
they're
be
going
great.
through like a dark thing by
Oh wait,
themselves.
that?
Are we
Okay,
gonna
yeah, no,
watch?
I'm on my way.
We can develop
All
some
right,
kind
well-
of background music of suffering. It will be fantastic. Come. I might even
Background
contribute
music.
for a
God's
change.
sake.
I don't. It
100%.
seems like so much effort. I'll just go to the end and make sure you're not dead when you come out. How about
That
that?
sounds great, because I can't do that. Come on.
Wait, so should we like make music for the suffering and music for the death? Is that?
Well, I was
is there,
thinking
like,
about
two different ones.
Come here. I don't want him to hear.
Would you like me to write your eulogy? What do you want to say?
So you guys shuffle off.
Go.
On that note, you shuffle off. No one else comes with you. It's just you guys. Everyone else seems to be perfectly
Debbie's,
content
like,
to not
being
watch the
cold.
ceremony.
She's like, why are we doing this?
Chalcedony, you see a posse arrive at the door, and Mesh is still not quite there yet, but is probably still having his conversation with the smith.
I was gonna also just quickly go to Mesh because I believe I saw him on our way here, and just quickly go, doing a thing. Don't know if you want to join. Bye. But
He catches me in the middle of scraping some more bone dust.
You're like off in the corner.
Mesh is literally embodiment of mod check, just like, I'll be there in a minute. All right, so you guys all get to the W4 room, or room 4. So if you would like, I will draw on the map where that is. From this room, you can go this way. Oh, you guys are down there. You will want to go in this way. So I've drawn an arrow for you. If you'd like to move your tokens, and you happen to be on Roll20. Like Cari is having some Roll20 issues.
I didn't. I usually don't log in unless we have a fight because
Okay.
it slows my stuff down.
That is fine. If you guys don't want to have it open, that's totally fine. But
Okay.
We're
you can
going
see
to
the
the
layout of what it
115
looks
feet.
like.
Where am I? What's this line?
I just explained what the line was. It's where you are.
oh, don't worry, you and I are already there.
Yeah, you're already there.
Okay.
This is for the other people to get to you.
We are already there.
Alright, I
So
think everyone's
I
in there
turned to
except
Cal.
for Cari, who's having issues with Roll20 for her overlay stuff, so we're not gonna have her do that. Okay, so you guys walk in there, and go, Cal, you're having a conversation with the person who's in there about making your
Debut into society.
your kind of your token of childhood. Goldy has already volunteered his thing and knows what he wants to do. But by the time you've had everything explained to you, we're going to assume that the conversation has wrapped up to be a symbol of your childhood, which I believe we had landed on was essentially a doll of yourself and what you envisioned yourself to look like as a kid.
Yeah. My little stubby horns.
So by the time you guys get back, the person is the Goliath. I can't remember the name. I have it here somewhere. Has been working with Chalcedony to Demolock Nightwalker. There we go. They've been working together with some of the teenagers that were there to get Chalcedony some dye and maybe some string and some things to kind of put it together. It looks like they were able to makeshift some either wood or bone to make the kind of stubby little horns that would have represented your childhood sized satyr horns, and or some separate different style legs that would separate it from the Goliath models to show that you're a satyr from the Feywild.
Do you have a tail?
Probably.
Yeah, and I have to pin a tail.
Little fluff piece where the tail is.
So Demolok greets you all. Ah, yes, welcome everyone. We're just about finished here with Chalcedony's representation.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yes, I think you've done a fantastic job. If you're planning to begin, I suppose we could do that now, if you wish.
Cal,
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, wish me luck.
Good luck, buddy.
Sure.
I mean, like, kids are meant to do this after all.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I can
Don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. It's not going to be claustrophobic or a
Hmm.
tunnel or anything like that. You'll be.
Huh. Okay,
I'll give you a bless for the road.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna slowly crawl in, head first.
Goldy, your token must be added to the rest.
Sorry. I take off my necklace, half a necklace, and I present it to you.
He takes a hand, and instead of cupping it to grab it from you as you reach out, he slowly extends an arm and then moves it to gesture towards the wall of other things.
Oh.
At the back of the cave, you may put it with the rack where the other pieces are. Inside of the wall, if you will. For the rest of you, as Goldy places his token of childhood, the rune-carved tunnel here, known as the Crawl, will be where he will go into our rune-carved tunnel that burrows beneath the floor, representing the endurance that one might have to do in order to develop into an adult.
Okay.
As a visitor, guest, and outsider, Goldy will be our first ever participant outside of the tribe of the Worm Dooms, based off of the goodwill of Chieftain, approved by Chieftain Ogilai.
Why am I getting nervous?
The only rule is that you must crawl. Although, with your size and the size of the tunnel, I don't think you have much choice. As most adolescents don't either, because they are all Goliaths, in fact.
Will I at least be able to have some sort of light?
No. One does not get the luxury of even knowing what the next step is in the dark places of the north. Without light, wisdom can be found.
Here we go. Start crawling.
As you go, the rest of you hear Demolog saying, "Visitors must be warned, as Goldy once was before partaking. This is not of the faint of heart, of an activity, of something of goodwill, or even bonding. This is an activity," and his voice begins to fade, "is something for the person." Goldy, as his voice fades, you hear, at first, the wind blow. Sounds of the summer heat and rustling of wind against the trees as you push a boat and hop in at a run with your brother into the ship, or rather, a little fishing dinghy. With a couple of rods and a massive bucket of bait, you guys set out on Meriduldan. In a flash, there's another memory. Time at dinner. As a kid. And after dinner, your brother excitedly pulling you out of your seat, back to the room where he gave you the necklace. What happens next?
I haven't made you anything.
You don't need to. That's what a gift is. Take it.
I'm never gonna take this off.
I sure hope so. You gotta bathe sometime. You smell like worms. He holds up his hands, still riddled with worms and food from dinner. I didn't wash either. It's okay.
Yeah, you still want to become a knight?
I don't know. Sounds fun. You get to wear shiny stuff. Swing a sword. Doesn't that sound exciting?
What about that?
What about Dad?
Well,
it's my choice.
I know, but the company belongs to us. You know,
Pish posh.
we have to manage it.
We're kids.
You're lucky. You get to make these choices. I can never do that.
The scene fades. It opens with your mom shaking her head. I don't like this, Goldy. You're too young for this. You shouldn't leave home.
Mom, I have to do this.
I don't think so. You don't have to do anything. You never did. All you had to do was sit here and be at home.
There's more to life than just this, Mom. I know that now. It's been growing inside me for such a long time. I have to go.
Why do you make it sound like living at home is such a poison?
It's not you, Mom. And it's not the home. You know that. Glance over to Dad.
Well,
I promise I'll be back.
we'll see. There's nothing you can do. Has to be it. You can't stay.
The next time you see me, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to be someone that you can respect. I promise you.
He just stares. And as the vision kind of fades and you kind of do this very slow turn away to look at your mom, all you hear is the door shut. It's nighttime. The sky's covered. It's cold. You're in a different place. Don't even remember where. And you're alone. Goldy, what do you fear?
Loneliness.
What does it feel like when you look around and there's nothing? There's no ground. There's no sky. There's no people. And you feel gravity shift. And you're on your hands and your knees with no way out.
It's like pieces of my mind are slowly disappearing, like I don't remember who I am.
The cold
I
drops.
feel like I'm just trying to... Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You can keep going, but the cold drops again. Even colder.
I need more wood. Hello? Someone?
Like in a soundproof
Anyone?
room, your voice is caught. Absorbed. It's almost like as the sound leaves, it's eaten. Goldy, make a Constitution saving throw. How do you push through? With fortitude.
Do I feel physically trapped, like I can't move?
You feel like the weight of the gravity is pushing against you, but you're going to find your strength somehow to push on and not to lose your bodily ability to move.
I try and take one step at a time, like I'm walking like an old man. I feel my knees
You're crawling
click.
in here, just FYI. You feel the crawling aspect again.
Oh, I thought this is a vision. My bad.
Yeah. It's a little bit of both. It's very gray.
Okay. I'm crawling. No, I'm not crawling. I've come to a standstill. It's happened. It's happened. It's happened. I can't change it. I can't change it. I write my positioning. Not alone. Not alone. Not alone. Reach out. I made the right decision. It's a lot like I'm trying to crawl through snow.
Yeah.
And every time I put my foot down, it's like you step on it and you go down again.
Mm.
I am a man. It was the right decision.
You crawl forward. We cut to the rest of the group. Goldy has disappeared. The explanation has been complete, and Goldy is now on his own. You were told, if you interfere in any way, there is nothing that we can do for the results. Our ancient practice will succeed, or it will fail for the user, the person taking it, and they will have to do it again. I just ask that you trust me. You trust our tribe's practices that have been held up for hundreds of years.
We can't see him out of clarification. We don't know what's
After
going
he's
on,
disappeared, it's been about... let's see here.
I walk in, munching on some jerky. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant into the
What's
hole.
going on, guys?
Yeah. What's happening? What I miss?
I'll say it's been almost 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It's been a long time, and that should not take him an hour to go through. Like, not even.
Did someone not... Oh, I mean... Devii personally doesn't have any worries about it.
Right.
She's like... Before he even said it, she's like, they've been doing this forever. They know what's going on. He'll be fine.
After a little while, he says this because he can tell that there's a bit of unease.
Yeah.
And at the point that he finishes the sentence, almost as like a poetic punctuation mark, when Mesh comes in, asks what's going on, there is a soft green flash from the tunnel. You hear Goldy stop shuffling entirely for almost 10 minutes. And then you hear him kind of collapse in there. It's like this, and then you hear scratching and more shuffling as it sounds like he's continuing again.
What's the green light for?
He's nearly at the halfway point.
Hmm.
He might make it. He might not. When the flash
What happens
happens,
if you
he's
don't?
got a big part of the test completion is coming, but we can't know where he's at, whether he's succeeding or failing. He's facing his true fears as we speak.
I think that Devii isn't interested in going through this thing, but this is causing her to think back on her past with her family when she was a child as well.
Demolock looks at the rest of you. A little longer. And then he stares right at Chalcedony. Are you sure you're still going to do this?
I'm kind of worried. I'm not gonna lie, but I feel it'd be good for me.
I think so too. Learning just a little bit about you, making this doll we're about to take part in, I think it'll be a good choice. Success or failure, you'll learn a lot about yourself. With that, the scene camera shifts back to the cave of darkness. The bloodshot eyes of Goldy clawing in. The listeners, the players, know that Goldy is crawling through here, and the weight of his own constitution and kind of general stress that is putting onto him in here, in the tunnel. Goldy's fingernails have begun to start to crack and break under the self-imposed pressure, but he himself can't feel anything through the numbness of the perception of cold that his body is going through. So Goldy, you feel numb at your hands and your feet. No feeling is in them, just perseverance and pushing forward. Goldy, it's that night. But this time it's different. The way I'm about to describe what has happened to you in your own mind is what you remember as fact, even though it may not be in reality. You're young, and your partners are with you. And as you make a decision to run away, you cannot hear them. The only knowledge is that whatever you have done and the decision that you have made has left you alone, vulnerable and scared, and potentially has put their lives in jeopardy.
Get
and
back.
You are not running. You're crawling. There's a weight and a wound.
Oh, okay.
There's a weight and a wound in your mind. There's a weight and a wound in your physicality. You're cold and weak. You're exhausted. And at this point, you are nearly to the point of overwhelming loneliness. I would like you to describe what you are going through.
Can I still see them? The others?
You have moved away from them for hours now.
Okay. I just come to a stop and just... What is the point of this? I wanted more. I want it to be better. That's a lie. I just wanted people to like me, respect me. This is all I have. This is all I'll ever have. It's not fair. I need to get out of this. I need to get rid of this. I don't want it. Maybe I should be alone. Maybe I should stay alone. I won't kill people. I won't be a poison that will slowly sap their life away. Maybe I should just run away into the wilderness and become a beast man. Maybe I should just stop moving and lie here.
As you think this, maybe even potentially subconsciously say it, you hear the jingle of beads. And the necklace falls from your neck into the snow. The echoes of your brother.
I pick it up.
We're just kids. Who cares? Goldy, make a charisma saving throw. Unknown to you, the bending and warping of the runes and the magic in this space has allowed you to benefit from Breaker's Bless spell. So you may add a d4 to the roll.
$25.
On a charisma save?
I got 19, but plus the 4. Wait, sorry, to
Plus
23. Why did I say 25? Sorry.
D4, not just a 4.
Yeah.
Not plus 4, plus a d4.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I heard something else. My mistake.
19
I got,
still.
That's
I
still
got
insane.
really happy there.
Yeah.
I got really happy. Okay, so D4
Good for you.
and plus anything?
Your charisma save.
It should be already added if you rolled the charisma save. It
Oh.
added your charisma bonus. You don't have to re-roll.
Okay.
Just use the whatever. Did you just use a die and roll a 19?
Yeah, yes, I used the die to roll 9.
Okay, so what is your charisma saving
D4
bonus?
was 3. 0.
Okay, so it's a 19 plus your d4.
22.
Time to wake up.
Okay, so you got a 22.
Yes. Sorry, there's a stupid phone call in the background.
All good. Goldy, please describe to me how, in this moment, this is mind-bendingly accurate for your character development, by the way. You become a man, and you man up, and you put the past behind you, and you stop acting like a child for the first time in your whole life.
I think it would be at the defeat of the dragons. I watch myself as that metallic monstrosity implodes explodes. I see everyone around it exhausted, and I see Cal jumping up and down in glee on top of it, and I just see myself, and I'm just on the ground, and I'm exhausted. I look sad. I forgot about that feeling. I got my big victory. Oh, I should be so happy. I did it. I am a dragon slayer. People will talk about me for ages. Means nothing. I know all of this means nothing because so many people are dead. Okay. Okay. This is what it means to be a man. I understand now. It's not about the glory, it's not about the adventure, it's not about anything that makes me strong and powerful. No, it's this. It's understanding. It's understanding what it means to be part of a community, to help and to protect and to mourn. To mourn properly. I understand very much.
Goldy, you're sitting at the foot of the dragon's body, whatever's left of it, carved up like a fresh swine, burnt and bruised and lasered. Your hands brutally calloused and adrenaline starting to fade. You look down and see the land begins to kind of meld into a bit darker forms, the axe leaving your hands. You're crawling incoherently as your body tends to reconnect with reality. You see a very light flicker of firelight up ahead coming from what you believe to be the sun, or maybe it's the moon. And then you remember you're in this cave, this underground cavern, with a hefty new dose of reality and wisdom. You feel the blood leaving your fingers, and the pain kind of shocks a little bit out of the realness of these visions and the past. But a new acceptance is kind of rested in your heart like a bird heavily gone through a storm, sitting in a battered tree, ready for the next day. Do you exit the tunnel?
I just crawl over to a wall and just sit there.
The rest of you see a flash of yellow, and you hear Goldy whispering almost incoherently. And you see like the tunnel begin to pulse like a heartbeat. And then you just hear Goldy say, "It's okay." And he crawls out of the tunnel and sits down maybe with a very slight look at the rest of you. Sits up against the wall. You can see his fingers are bloodied. Some of his fingernails have started to crack and broken. Tears streaming down his eyes, but almost as if it just doesn't bother him anymore. And he sits there. And without his knowledge, maybe he's got a little bit of a smirk. And then you hear Demoloch, Nightwalker, say, "Well done."
Breker gives him a clap on the shoulder. Way to go.
"Welcome to the Worm Doom." And he does like a predator high five, like kind of grabs you on the arm class to help you rise. As he grabs you and you stand, you feel all of the aches immediately leave your body as you stand. The second that you right yourself, all of the aches just leave.
Oh. I'm still physically hurt?
Yeah, your fingers feel like the sharpness of the pain, but like the achiness and the cold and the gripping numbness, all of that has just left.
Okay.
Your eyes are a little wet. Got a little bit of blood in your fingers. Some dirt.
Cal.
You okay, Goldy? You've been there for a long time. I was getting a bit worried. You made it.
I did the right thing.
Cal, are you up next?
Yeah, but I'm really worried, to be honest with you.
Just a tunnel.
I put my hand on his cheek. You can do this. I actually think you should do this.
Right. Right.
You're gonna be fine.
Cal, if I can interject, you've made a man or a woman out of plenty of people. I think you can handle it.
Huh.
It is just a tunnel. Don't worry about it. Fine.
What's a couple bits of crawling to somebody with some hooves and some horns? I'm sure you can handle it, right?
Well, that's true.
You're one tough cookie, Cal. Get in there and do this. Come on.
Which, by the way, I'm not trying to speak and diminish what's happened. Devii thinks it's just a tunnel. What's the big deal? But what you went through, I know, was pretty great.
Could I possibly make a doll as well while this is happening?
Yes, absolutely. If you would like to have something join your necklace. And Goldy, when you took off your necklace, you remember tying, right? It's like the type that has like a leather strap on the back, and you would untie it, and you very particularly tied it very nice and neat for display, and you set it there. And as you go to pick up some dolls, your eyes can't help but look at the necklace, and the leather strap has snapped. As if it was yanked from your neck on the backside.
I'm gonna quietly make a sculpture looking like my brother. And I don't know if this is possible. Could I possibly write the names of the comrades on the side?
Sure.
Just 4 names. But
all right.
I'm just gonna go to wall and just slump down because I can't bend anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll wrap your wounds once we get the ceremony begins for Chalcedony. Chalcedony, if you would like to begin, you need only place the doll with the rest of others' forgotten childhoods left behind.
Okay.
Breker would bless Cal and give her a light rock. I know you've had some problems with darkness in the past. I don't know how long this will last in there, but maybe this helps along the way.
Thank you. I don't know if it's allowed, but I'll sneak it in my trousers.
Well, this is new territory for foreigners, so we will allow it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how the magics will accept it or decline it, but it's worth a shot.
Okay.
It's absolutely worth a shot. I just glance over to Breker with a nod.
Nightwalker has the smuggest look on his face.
Thanks. Okay. So, Cal holds his doll at arm's length and timidly walks over to the wall of other trinkets and dolls and stuff, and finds a large enough spot and gingerly places the doll in the space.
As you place the doll in the space, you can hear the scratching of the wood hooves kind of go up against the rock and stone. And as you kind of rest him, he kind of gets pushed back into the back of the space until you're satisfied. Maybe nodding to yourself a little bit, and you just see as your fingers kind of leave the doll's body, the cow doll head kind of cocks to the side childishly, kind of almost questioning your motives. And you almost absentmindedly begin walking towards the tunnel as your brain kind of empties itself for a moment. Demoloch saying, "And as with your other companion, Chalcedony will begin on the same journey, although Chalcedony's journey will never be the same again, because from what I gathered in our brief moments together, the Feywild is a very different childhood than most would have, and Chalcedony only shared in it for a brief amount of time." And Cal, you begin to descend.
Okay. So Cal approaches the tunnel and kind of psychs himself up, and then goes to the entrance and bends down on all fours to get into the tunnel.
Your vision and the rock immediately in your hand give you a little bit of light as you descend. It's gorgeous down here. It's almost like you took a portal back to the Feywild. The second you descend, it's the brightest of summers. Cal, what court are you from? Are you from the summer? Are you from the spring? Are you from the fall?
From the fall, autumn.
The fall. So as the summer begins, you know this isn't home. And as a kid, you run. And you run. And your adrenaline is pumping. And you're sweating. And it's like the excitement is filled your lungs. And you run until it's dusk. And then you know it's home. It's always dusk. It's always dusk. All of the leaves of every color of the rainbow, including green. The slight frostbite extends only for a brief moment of time until you know that you're in safe grounds when the frostbite leaves your feet. The rustling of leaves, you maybe see some of your friends. You build an entire field of leaves out of the forested area so that you can jump in and out of these large stacks of leaves like a kid in the middle of the fall that is just freshly raked.
Yeah.
Maybe butting heads blindly as you hide and then jump and butt heads with others to see who's got the strongest horns. Who's there? Who's with you?
Cal's there with some of his friends, but there's also some people he doesn't get on with as well. kind of slightly older, slightly bigger kids that kind of bully Cal a little bit. But Cal's been trying to avoid them today and have fun. And but there's a group of them.
Cal Capone, are you gonna go cry to your mom again? Huh?
That's not my name.
It is when we're here.
Leave me alone.
Only if you can beat me. And he goes back, puts his horns down, and runs. At the point of impact, when you meet horns, your vision fades. And the temperature drops. You're now in the frostbite areas, the colder places. Some of the more unseelie types, you know, are here. And you know that your family has some agreements with both sides, trying to stay out of both of the courts and be left alone. But, you know, the politics extend to everyone. Even the people that don't really owe a whole lot of favors and just want to be left alone for their own. Your family's an odd one. It's like a communal tribe of sorts. There's a lot of satyrs there. There's also a lot of other things there, like very tricky pixies that maybe are just there to maintain a perimeter for you. There are also talking plants, like trees, treants. There's even a sunflower that is dressed up in a knight's armor with no face and a sword made out of a thistle. Master Chalcedony, your presence is requested with your parents in the tents.
Okay. What did I do?
It is not for me to know. Tut tut. And he taps his head with the thistle and shuffles, literally, his leaves off.
Okay, so Cal kind of feels a pit in his stomach and is really racking his brain as to what this could be. But really hopes it's not to do with what's been going on with some of the other kids. He thinks about not telling his parents about this, maybe, you know, just not tell them, but he knows how things work. That's probably not going to last very long. Maybe it'll give him a few hours, but not long, so he goes off to tell his parents.
You see your mom and your dad and your uncles, your grandma, whatever. Any family members you can think of, they're all in there. As you pull the flap back in the tent. It's a large one. Almost like a circus tent, but definitely bigger on the inside. Magic is at play. Everyone's sitting around and just kind of lounging around and having a good time, and then when you enter the room, everything dies. They just look at you. Oh yes, Chalcedony. The other kids are telling us that things aren't going very well. You're not really very agreeable. It sounds like you're having a hard time with just not necessarily fitting in, but playing nicely.
Well, I've been trying to play nicely, but, my horns aren't as big as the other kids.
Do you know why that might be?
Well, people used to say that I struggled a little bit at birth, and so I'm a little bit smaller.
What else?
Cal racks his brains. Panics a little bit. Well, I don't like it here. I don't fit in with those kids.
There's a gasp. Chalcedony, you need to be very careful with what you say. When you say you don't like it here, what do you mean? What is here? Is here in this tent? Is here with this people? Is here in the court of the Fae? What do you mean when you say here?
Cal's trying to stop himself from crying. I mean, I want to go somewhere else.
And you see your mother's arm go. And it's at that point, the sinking sense of voicing what you truly want in the presence of family will always happen in your group. It's the deal that your parents made with the Archfey. And you fall. The door, or rather, ground, doesn't close. You just see all of the members of family looking over this hole that you've created. And you fall, and you fall, and you fall. And you black out. You don't even hit the ground. You don't hear anything. And that's the worst part. You don't feel anything. The next thing you know, you're inside of a cave. It's dark. It's much colder. You feel like you just fell straight into the winter court. And you hear growling and like a really large owl hooting is echoing in the cave. You can kind of make out some of the sounds, almost like someone's talking in their sleep, but it's incoherent. Cal, what was the first thing that you saw when you first met the owlbears?
Well, Cal hears the sounds and is scared, but also curious. So decides to get up and creep a little bit closer. And the first thing he sees is an enormous pair of eyes that seem to be reflecting light from somewhere, but he's not sure from where because there's not a lot of light in here. In fact, it's almost dark. So where's the light coming from? Cal takes some shuffling, nervous steps backwards and almost falls on his butt. Hello? 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 Can you talk?
Feathered claw reaches for you.
Cal kind of tries to protect himself. He thinks he's going to be like attacked or something.
And you are scooped up, brought closer, and then your vision begins to fade. years later, you have some glimpses of coming in and out of this cave many more times, hunting, talking, making strange sounds that feels like conversation now. Even to the point where there's so many things that are left completely unsaid that you are able to interpret that they do, or things that you have made with your body, shapes, or even like making kind of a wing self version of you that you don't have wings, just using your arms in place of them in order to maintain some form of intimidating features or eye contact or no eye contact, lots of nonverbal communication in order to talk with these things. But after a long time, you know it's time. You can't stay here anymore. And you look out of the vast plains, and you see, in the distance, many smoke things coming out of what you can only imagine is a settlement of some sort. Similar to what you've been used to in a long time past. You know it's time to go back to something that's not just hunting every day. The communication with beasts and monstrosities and just cave-dwelling creatures is not doing it for you. And even though you had what had happened to you, you can't be without a social life for this long. You're feeling your sanity wane. And the owl don't seem to understand what's going on. And Cal, this time, you turn and you don't remember what you said to them. You don't remember goodbye. You don't remember seeing them for the last time. The second you turn around from this conversation, everything is lost and you are skipped entirely. The vision immediately flashes to white as you are now walking on the plains of ice and snow in the middle of wintertime towards the settlement that you now know as 10 Towns. At the time, you had no idea what it was. Cal, first, I would like you to make a charisma save. But because of the twisting magic of the cave, you may add a d4 to the roll.
Okay.
Your will
That's 11
is
and
going to be
D4.
at play first.
Plus 1, 15.
Did you roll a d4 as well?
Yeah, I rolled a charisma saving throw and then a D4, yeah.
So what is the new total? Is it all 15 together?
It's 15, yeah.
That is exactly what you needed.
Just okay.
Chalcedony, what does the meaning of being alone to Chalcedony mean? How does Chalcedony define truly being alone, or maybe truly define loneliness?
I guess without any type of connection with others of his kind, and at least people that can talk, you know, not based. The cow went to go and get those connections with people, but he didn't feel it that much of his own tribe, in his settlement. But at the same time, he wanted it. So loneliness to him is just nothingness. No connections with anybody. He feels like more than anything that nobody wants a connection with him. And he feels that that's the problem. That's the main problem.
As you think this, the wind blows so strong it forces you to crawl. Your hands are bitterly cold. Your fingernails are as long as the owlbear's claws, and your hooves have not been trimmed in years, just worn down from attrition of walking. And you need to now describe how you break through. How do you formulate the motivation to continue despite feeling alone in your mind?
Cal feels for a while that he can't continue, and the memories of the past are very overwhelming, and it's really stopping him moving forward mentally, because he's he wants to go back to the past, but he doesn't want the past because the past was awful. But he thinks about the connections that he has formed. There has been some connections in his adult life. After he left the Feywild and his brief adolescence that was there, he did meet others, but decided to leave. And those connections were severed, but he's formed new ones with people he's never met before, the kind that don't exist, either species and quite often personality-wise, people from different cultures that he didn't know existed. And really, those friendships have been building for a while. And I can't suddenly realize, yeah, friends. They are my friends, right? They're my friends. I can say that. I just said it.
I would like everyone else at the table to please try to give a phrase that Cal remembers, maybe within the first couple of times that you've interacted with Chalcedony over your adventuring time. And there is no order. It just is popcorn. Just random things that echo in the back of Chalcedony's brain that motivates him to move forward.
Fluffy butt.
That's what I was thinking.
Cal would get a vision of just like, have you heard about Tyr?
I definitely think that after that happens, your brain connects with a vision of just watching Breker slap a child with a mitten.
Yeah.
I think for Devii, useless.
Maybe not that guy. Not that guy's not anyone's friend, but you know.
You don't get a word from Devii, but you get. She always gives this look to people, like when you're doing something weird. Is this look of? She intends it to be like, stop it, but there's always this bit of, oh, you.
Slight little disapprovement in the eyes,
no,
but also the smirk.
She intends it. Yeah, she intends it to be a disapproving, but there's always that, you're my friend, in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's that moment when we were pretending to be on the date, as when I was the girl, or I forget her name, Lucy or something. We probably had moments like, "Oh, you're so funny" and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cow, stop trying to bone everything.
Oh, I remember one more. That old guy that hugged your leg and slept in one of the early towns.
One old guy hugged my leg.
Yeah, when you guys were all piled on the floor in a really small area.
I remember something that Devii said. She mentioned something like, maybe we should try painting your horns sometime.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pretty cool.
Maybe we should paint your horns.
You
sometime.
just hear Vanvalor's amazing music. I don't know what else you need, honestly.
Just falling into this moment in the tavern, sipping a good honeyed ale, and Vanvalor's music just playing as you just close your eyes and lean your horns to clack against the back of a booth in a nice inn. This is nice.
Instead of aim for the horn, it's like aim with the horn.
And you lower your head and you continue to crawl. But we're not done. The walking has only begun as your vision begins to come back. You have a sense of helplessness. You remember going to the parapets and joining the people of 10 towns to fight against the dragon in the midst of the worst blizzard you have ever seen. And the dragon sweeping down and vaporizing people in front of your very eyes. And then the clock turns backwards, and you remember the time when you were in a sled, driving the dogs hard to get to 10 towns, knowing that every second, hundreds of lives are dying. You remember the next thing where your choices led as a group to decide that your friend, Torterra, needed to go. He decided to walk away from the group for his own interests. And a little bit of second guessing in the back of your mind as to if that was the right choice for you. Could you have said something? Could you have motivated him more to stay? Should you have killed the mind flayers? Were they lying to you? What of the people that you befriended? Do you regret not killing everyone in the fortress? And even just sowing seeds of doubt in your own ability to be an adult. You fooling around with people ever since you've been in town is now in your mind no better than any of the people you didn't like at your home. That's just what satyrs do, you think. And then you remember, am I naive? Am I a child? Am I just a teenager that thinks that everything that they think is right? Can I see another person's perspective? And you find yourself walking back on your hands and knees, exhausted with a point of exhaustion back months ago when you were coming back from the first excursion from finding out about what Duergar even were. Face to face with the Frost Maiden. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Ooh. 17. Total.
D4, I think.
No, not this time.
Okay.
I used it, but
Yeah. Technically, you would be able to use more than one, but I'm only allowing one use because this is an extended period of time. The rest of the group outside of the cave that is inside of the, or sorry, outside of the tunnel, inside of the cave, can hear Chalcedony scream as a pulse of red, like a fiery orange red flashes. And you can hear Cal headbutting both of the walls back and forth like a pinball, clawing the hooves into the ground. You can hear the clopping. It sounds much more violent than what Goldy went through. Almost like the fey magic that is innate in her blood is manifesting in this place. You can see greens and whites, fiery reds and pinks. It's not a pulse. It's almost like a rave inside of there that's going on. And then all of the lights go out and a heartbeat of ice blue. The temperature in the area drops in amongst all of you. And the only thing I can say, whatever this means to your character, is you feel as if the Frost Maiden is in the room with you right now. You cannot see her, but you can feel her gaze.
Am I still in the cave?
Yes. Chalcedony. Even though this is going back in time to see the Frost Maiden again, this is another visit for you. In your mind, you are almost out of body experiencing this again. How do you motivate yourself to break through and make it through your childhood? You put away childish things and you crawl to the end of this cave and you crawl through the Frost Maiden somehow. What do you do? What do you think?
Cal's instinct when he was a child, a lot of his life, a lot of the time, has been to run away, and he's run away multiple times. And he thinks about, recently he hasn't been running away as much, so although he wants to run away from the Frost Maiden, and at the time back when we were with the Frost Maiden when we were there, Cal wanted to run away entirely by himself. He didn't do that. He stayed and went through the trials, and he feels like that was a kind of a turning point. Well, it's all been like a turning point of not running away and sticking with people for a longer period of time, even though the going's got really, really tough and he's almost died. He's seen his friends almost die, and he's seen people actually die. And he thinks about all those people that died when the dragon attacked and the Duergar attack, and to think that everything that was going on there, the hardship, the winter, was down to this Frost Maiden. He feels like now's not the time to run away. Old Chalcedony would have ran and found another place. Maybe it's not the Feywild, maybe it's not this Ken Town's place, maybe there's somewhere else. He didn't know this place existed, so there could be somewhere else. But now's not the time to run away. Now's the time to really fight for people other than himself, and then also for himself as well. And really, maybe he shouldn't have run away multiple times from multiple people, but that's a regret that's in the past. And it feels like with others that maybe he could face this Frost Maiden. Yeah, definitely with other people, and the childishness of running away needs to stop. and he digs his hooves into the ground, meaning that he's not gonna move backwards. There's only one direction to go now, and it's forwards. And he instinctively lowers his head because that's what satyrs do when they're gonna charge forwards.
And the rest of you, or Chalcedony, you feel yourself go into the body and redefine the past. And you help the old Cal stand up. And you jump after crouching, crawling position, and jettison through the image of the Frost Maiden, which turns into snow. The rest of you hear Cal say, "Now is not the time for loving." And you hear Cal explode as a jump out of the cave's exit and does a front flip and lands on his clopping hooves with his eyes closed. And then he opens them, and as Cal exits the cave, something odd happens. There's a ring of leaves that magically appear, all different colors of oranges and reds and yellows, and they explode like a confetti popper out with him, and an odd warmth is felt in the little room with all of you, with a little dusting of fey magic, as the presence of the Frost Maiden is also lost. And Cal, your eyes move quickly to look at your friends and survey them, feeling a little bit of a tear falling, and you instinctually check your horns just to make sure that you didn't break anything on the way out. And your horns are a bit longer. Whether they've curled more or extended out or gone to the back, whatever they are, that's up to you. But they are longer now. And you look at the old Cal in the place of where you set him. And he's fallen over, almost as if to fall asleep for a nice nap.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to take a break.
I was gonna say somewhere in an alternate dimension, Yaz is going, that presentation, showmanship, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Which is my other
This is Cari's other character.
Oh, okay.
Like a performer bard that's swords.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Sorry to the other players. I know this is a bit centered onto characters, but I'm trying to, hopefully this is good for you guys. We're going to take like a quick 5-10 minute break, and then we'll resume for the rest of the party of Songs of Summer when we get back.
Yay.
Cool.
Okay.
You did good, Jodie.
Yeah, I kind of ad-libbed, man.
No. I thought your one was much better than mine.
No,
Yeah, you had
I had to make all of that up as I went along. I didn't know what Wolf was going to do, to be honest.
improv is the better way, I think.
Yeah. And I
think
haven't, like...
Goldy had a little bit already in his head, so it felt like rehearsed a bit. Maybe.
No. I thought it was gonna go to my 4 comrades. I didn't realize, like, oh wait, we're gonna do my childhood, my actual child. Oh. I don't know what it is. There was a phone call, a knock on the door, and my mom calling me.
I heard the phone.
All 3 of them, one after another, while I'm trying to talk, and it was super distracting. I hope that last thing I said made sense, because I'm... Oh, that was horrible.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Evolve anything for the moves if you want, Manchi. Yeah, you don't have a lot of time. Evolve anything for the moves while we're on break.
Right. I want to get some fruit, which seems appropriate. Also, I basically crawled out looking like shit. It was just like a Dragon Ball Z character. Like, I beat him, yes, and Chalcedony did the mega 360 flip. Like, good. It's like, what a contrast. Alright, I'll be right back.
I forgot salsa music.
Yeah, how fucking dare you, Rob?
I know.
Shames and fucking
What a crime.
What are you, a criminal?
Cuff me now, daddy.
Sure thing, son.
Get in here, son. I got a belt with your name on it. Hopefully everything's okay for you guys with this. Like, I know it's very character-centric, but...
All good.
Hey, everybody has their moments.
I'm sitting here listening, I'm trying a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Ooh.
Because I'm bad at the game, and doing this will force me to get better and actually learn all the typing matchups and all that stuff.
Nice.
It's not going horrible, but my encounters are dog shit.
Yeah. I didn't do a Nuzlocke ever, but I did Scarlet, or I did Violet with, like, a very weird rule set. I was like, okay, I'm not only using new Pokemon only, but I'm not using any Pokemon that are like old Pokemon that evolve to new ones. Like I'm only, or even new versions of them. I'm just using new Mons only. And I ended up with 3 ghost types. And one of them was two of them were ghost fires. So if I saw a water type and a ground type, I was boned. I had no play.
So I'm doing it on Pokemon Sword because that's like the game that I own on my Switch.
Right.
Which the first time I played through Pokemon Sword, I didn't wipe a single time. Right? And then I was like, I'll do a ghost only run because that's fun. And then I wiped a bajillion times because the main team is dark type.
Oh yeah.
That's my ass kicked.
Wonderful.
So now I'm trying to Nuzlocke because I don't know.
I remember playing Pokemon Blue in college, trying to use only poison types. I started with Bulbasaur as like the only like easy time, and I was gonna have was with the first 2 gym leaders because it was the only starter that goes to poison. But
I always do that.
I was even tempted to keep it as an Ivysaur for the whole game just to add another layer, but when I got to Koga, oh my god, that was the longest attrition battle of my entire career. Oh, Kitty!
Chat. Hello, sir. I mean, I say my encounters are dog shit, but I have a Gyarados in this playthrough, which means I have
nothing.
The best.
That's not nothing.
I always do Bulbasaur first, and then in the Diglett cave, I get a Dugtrio, and Earthquake is boss after that. Earthquake or Magnitude. I think Magnitude first, then Earthquake.
Well, that you wouldn't be able to get Magnitude in original OG blue red. Magnitude is fire red, leaf green.
Yeah, fire red.
Pop.
Yeah, Earthquake was early on, and then in Fire Blood I had Magnitude.
Yeah, and it's fast. It's a fast ground type.
I've murdered many. I've murdered many already.
And always get the Persian. Always get the Meowth Persian from next to Celadon City, because the crits are crazy in the OG game.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
Splash
Cari
was
is just
always
about done.
I always like getting the growly from there.
I already had chocolate.
For the other version.
Breker, or rather, Chef, are you doing okay with everything that's going on today's session? Okay. Just checking in with everybody. I know it's been pretty centrifugal for 2 characters.
Just very tired today.
Yeah, I feel that.
Me too, bro. High five. Fuck yeah.
Apologies if I went a little bit for too long.
All right, well, it's honestly been pretty close to around 40 minutes for you and 40 minutes for Cal, so it's been fine. So, not bad. All right. If you guys are good, let's just get right back into it.
Then get back in my mode. Okay.
Well, that concludes allowing Chalcedony also into the adulthood at Sky Shower Shelter. Chalcedony, your hand. Welcome. I would let you rise, but something with your magic has allowed you to jump, so well done. Flying colors. No pun intended, as he looks at the ground. All the leaves that are still there.
A leaf slowly falls down onto Devi's head.
You did good, Cal. Was it worth it?
I think you're muted, Cal. Discord mute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, I was like, oh, I think so. Yeah, I think it was worth it.
Okay. You look different.
Do I? Do I look taller?
Your horns are a little longer.
It's the horns.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was just imagining that.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
Thanks. I want to look in a mirror with that.
Let me. She like thumbs through a couple pages and then does a exact copy of your face as an illusion spell. This is what you look like. Here you are.
Oh. Wow.
And if you look on this side, it's that's a side profile. Here, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
and it
Complements your
touches
hair
that
quite
whole
nicely, I think.
Looking, and then tries to touch that.
Just goes
Tries to
through
touch
it.
that magic and just goes through it.
But now look what you. Okay, well.
Cal, could you help me out, please?
Cal, you realize your hands are same exact thing as Goldy. Broken fingernails. Your hooves are like, they look like you've been walking for days.
Oh, so the second we touch, you're like,
Yeah.
I think we both need to visit a manicurist.
Ooh. A little bit of girl time with the boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Dallan,
Well,
you sure
before
you
we
don't
do
want to go
that,
become an adult? She's talking to Velen.
Oh, Velen.
Oh, I've that
Run.
ship has sailed. If anything, I need a cave for menopause.
actually, Mesh, I think it might be appropriate for you to go, and even you, Van.
Well,
No,
I was talking like it's like.
I think that's enough ceremonies for today. Sorry,
I'm
that's the
good.
wrong voice. Demlock says, I'm with Vanvalor. I think that's enough ceremonies for today.
So sorry, I guess I'm in a bit of a high right now. But
You're
speaking of
always
which,
welcome to come back.
I've completed my doll. Do you mind if I place it in the next to Cal's?
As long as Cal's fine with it, then I don't see why not. But it seems that Cal, your figure, decided to take a nap while you were in there. Quite interesting.
Yeah. I feel like turning in a nap too, actually, as it goes. Yeah, sure, Goldy, you can go next to my one.
So when I put it on, can I just take the necklace and just tie it around the actual doll itself?
Sure.
I guess I did return the whole thing back to you. Hey, Cal.
Yeah.
Did you I can't help but look at your eyes and think you might have seen some things like I did.
I don't know what you saw, but what I saw was... I mean, it wasn't easy. It was stuff that I hadn't wanted to think about in a long time. Put it that way.
I realized something going through this. I put everything behind me. I don't think you actually can truly do that. Like those events, those feelings, I think they're always going to be with you. And you're always going to feel whatever you did feel about them. But I don't think we should let them control us. That's enough.
Right.
And I put my hand on his shoulder.
Well said.
So think, buddy.
Now, about that manicurist.
Oh, we Goliaths don't offer that. You're gonna have to find that elsewhere.
Well, wild. There were people who would do your hooves. They would help you with your hooves.
Hold on.
Well, there might be a farrier here. They would have experience with horses.
You have
it's not
kids.
The same as.
Okay, well that's great, but I'm not a horse.
No, but they have experience with hooves. That's what I.
You have kids doing this all the time. What do they do after they've been through the experience?
Probably put their hands in salt water. I don't want to do that.
Well, I'm very relieved that you are both strong enough to get through this, the first go at it. I'm sure that you being relatively of adult stature and of mind, sound mind and body when you went in probably helped. But many who try fail many times before they're able to succeed.
Do you have therapists?
Really?
Huh. What happens to them?
Tell me that before I went in.
It's part of the trial.
What? People fail?
I never told of the results until you succeed.
I thought this was kids. For kids. I thought they all pass.
No, this is for those that become adults. When you succeed,
Kids
you
go in
become
and
an
adults
adult.
come out.
Yeah, what happens to the kids who fail?
Well, for starters, they keep trying. But most often, they get faced with reality and crawl backwards out, afraid.
Oh.
Huh.
And some who make it about halfway, well, the terrors are too much for their mind, and their body shuts down for a few hours. And we must retrieve them after a certain time period.
No one's died from this, have they?
No.
Okay, Cal. That's good.
Did you know all this stuff before we went in, Goldy? I didn't know all this.
I mean, I might have known about the failure part, but
oh.
What about going into the tunnel makes you guys talk like this?
Why don't you go in and find out?
What am I talking
It's just
about?
going into a dark tunnel.
Devii, it's like their first near-death experience. Just, I guess, you know.
I mean,
well, it's not completely dark in there.
Yeah, there are.
Breker, you notice that Cal's still holding onto that rock, and that spell is gone. Your light spell is removed from that rock.
It's like we're traveling through time, but not actually being there. Places we've been, people we were.
But it is different for everyone. Depends on the person. And the struggles. And your fear. But the only thing, the hundreds of times that I've observed it personally, is that loneliness is a common theme.
Wait, really? I went through that. Cal, did you?
Do we have to talk about that?
No, you don't actually have to talk about this. Since your trial is concluded, you've already gone through that.
Huh.
Does this green stuff have anything to do with what's happening in the cave?
Oh,
As I
absolutely
look
not.
around.
No, that's just for the dolls.
Okay.
Just to die.
Why do you see a green glowing light and then a yellow glowing light? You said the green glowing light was a halfway point? Is there some magic that causes that to happen?
Oh, usually when the first pulse, whatever it is, whatever light comes out, that's the halfway mark. Generally speaking, that gives me an indicator that they're at their first trial and have either succeeded or failed the first one. And at the second one, either they are successful or unsuccessful to break through the second point before the exit, but the amount of time is highly varied after the second point, not just in successes, but also in failures. But from my experience, those who succeed the first will either fail and stay in, or succeed and come out. Only if you fail the first one will you be able to exit right away.
Kind of a shame. No. Kind of hoping to get something like Cal. Some sort of change.
Oh,
Your
well, like a
nose is
bigger something.
Ah, well.
Bigger something.
I got
Hey.
a bigger something.
Hey.
My horns.
Hey.
You should check.
Anyway.
Talking about my horns.
Well, maybe your brain got bigger.
So were we.
You never know.
It did.
Or a liver.
Whatever.
I can drink more.
Today his heart grew 3 sizes.
Well, for some people, the fortitude is the hardest point. Maybe that was Chalcedony's biggest struggle. And for you, Goldy, I don't think fortitude is your weak point, and he like sizes you up real quickly. So maybe it wasn't here.
Well, you see, Goldy, it makes up for my horns being rather undersized when I was a child.
Ah, that might be. Well, anyways, I need to clean up in here. Would you guys mind going back to the main area and joining the rest? I'll tidy up. You don't have to worry about the rest.
Oh, are you sure? I'll help.
Yes, no. Please, you should rest.
Okay, thank you.
Rest or drink or have a good time off for just a couple of hours, and then maybe if you guys need to take out to the other tribe, you can do that.
Thank you very much. This is
I'll probably need
unusually
to
needed.
Well, I should inform you before you go that Oglai told me that I can give you your tribe's names.
Oh,
Really?
Should you desire one.
I do desire one.
Sure.
Well, I'm afraid Chalcedony, yours is very uninspired, unfortunately. Yours is going to be the, yours is, well, maybe I can change it. Let me think. Your
What was it
trial is a
gonna
little
be?
inspiring to me personally. Let me think.
Maybe something to do with his outro?
Horns of Wind.
Or like the leaves everywhere and the leap with horns. I don't know.
The Falling Horn.
The falling horn. Leaping horn? I see what you did there.
Hornless.
Outside
Hornless?
thoughts.
No.
That's a Final Fantasy joke.
What is-
I'll tell you
Okay.
later.
Your name will be Season Leaper.
Season Leaper. Okay,
Hey,
I like it.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very
I
well.
went through the seasons, and now I'm in this shitty season. But
Well,
whatever.
hopefully you'll help us all jump out of this one. Am I right?
Yeah. We will.
Let's
Right.
see. For you, Mr.
Goldy.
Goldy.
Oh, hope this is good.
You said you had a background in fishing. Is that correct?
Yes. It's kind of in the blood, as it were.
How about we call you?
Fisherman.
My surname is Angler.
Oh, is it? Okay, well that
Actually
changes.
is.
That changes basically nothing.
Oh, it looks like I'm just gonna be tied to this forever and ever and ever.
Tiebreaker.
How about gold leg trout instead of dark leg trout?
Very nice. Very nice.
What?
Do I get any
Golden
say in this?
line.
Yours is going to be a bit more of a, I guess, a verb. Some of them, like mine, is Night Walker, right? Somebody who does something. And Okalai is Orc Splitter, like something that breaks, right? So for you, yours is going to be, let's see. Trying to think. Turn around. Let me see your muscles.
Juicy ass.
Yes. That also.
The bear tattoo kind of flexes.
I think I would actually prefer if I gave you a bit more of a noun. You will be called Oxnot.
Ooh.
Not my one.
Not, but
Ox-
Oxnot.
Wait,
I see the
Ox-
disparity with Oxnot. Yes, this is difficult.
Cari, why?
You gotta think about these things, though.
You're gonna have somebody who's gonna come up with it.
Devii, why? Sorry, that was so instinctual.
It was definitely more Cari and less Devii.
Definitely.
Anytime I
Line
do a dad
blurred.
joke, it's me, not
Yeah.
Devii.
How about the... I don't know. Yours is a bit more difficult for me to make.
May I suggest one?
You may, but it is not guaranteed.
Could I be called Guardian? Just like my wolf? I kind of named him as something I wish to inspire to be.
What if you were something
that's-
blank, like blank guardian, like something fill in the blank? Or guardian of blank.
Leg guardian.
How about this? I will call you
Breker.
Tidekeeper.
I graciously accept.
The tides are always with you. They ebb and they flow. But you keep them straight. Doesn't necessarily have to do with fishing either.
You make me want to go swimming.
On a
just to row a boat out to sea.
And Chalcedony, if you don't like Season Leaper, you can always change the season to a different specific season if you like. Autumn Leaper has a nice ring to it, if that's where you hail from, given the leaves.
That is where I'm from, yeah. That's where I'm from.
So you may choose of those two. And Goldy, I don't think you probably want to choose the first suggestion that I gave you. He lets out a chuckle. But the second one sounds fine.
Of the ties that bind us. Ho 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 ho.
All right, that joke has got to get you out of my cave. I need to clean.
Fine. Oh my god, like I just went through a horrible ordeal and ruined my fingers. You think I can have a little bit of fun? Ugh.
No.
Master Breker, could I have a word with you before privately?
Of course.
And then I assume the rest of you shuffle off to the main area. Breker, it has come to my attention that you are what the common folk refer to as a paladin of a specific entity. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I would like to, should everything go well with the tribes, I would like to institute some form of, how would I say this? An allowance for people's interest to be entertained, should they desire to look into this. Not necessarily in martial training, as I'm fairly confident in ours, but maybe in more of the teaching side of things. I think that someone of your prowess has been able to come here and do great things for the people. Then maybe we can look into something to provide you an outlet to the elders or the young folk to be able to go into a more religious practice focus than just trapping and fighting.
It would be an honor to give you a history lesson or an overview of the teachings of Tyr.
I am the most fluent besides the shaman, or sorry, the chieftain in common, so I would more than happy help you translate things to giant, should you need it.
Well, perhaps after our visit to Sky Tower, we can spend some more time on that.
Sounds like a plan. Also, the magics that you were able to provide, I think, was instrumental in at least Chalcedony's success. It seems that the magic took a bit more. One of those pulses seemed to be much more challenging than Goldy seemed to really be able to manifest things somehow in a much higher success rate than I anticipated. He was very troubled when he arrived. Chalcedony less troubled and more maybe naive, but I think at the end of the day they both succeeded. But I think you were instrumental, and I think your friends know that now. And if they don't thank you, I will. So good work.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, thank you. You.
Why'd you say it like that?
Like them way in the distance.
Oh, yeah? You just walked off?
Yeah, because
you guys are all gone. It's just private with Breker right now.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were there talking.
No,
That's
this
what
is
I
just
thought.
Breker and
Oh, well, we already said thank you, Goldy. We said it before, so.
Yeah.
I know.
And I wish you the luck with the tribesfolk. The people at Sky Tower are, well, I think you'll find that some of them aren't as disgruntled as others, so maybe you should latch onto those and see what you can do.
Do you have any other advice about the Sky Tower that might help us? As you can tell, I'm here to help, so anything you can give us would be useful.
Don't be afraid to fight. Some people think that fighting is a feat of strength, and strength is honored in our society. So, maybe not to the point of death, but you could speak volumes by your strength.
Alright, thank you for the info.
And you gave them an ass whooping and go ball today. Nice job.
I'm sure I'll be regretting that in the morning, though.
Well, you never know. Yeah, I'll give you some of these. And he like grabs some really weird looking herbs that look like rotten. He hands them to you. Just chew on these if you feel some pain tomorrow morning. It should be right as rain. And with that, he begins cleaning and absentmindedly doing things until you leave. So I would ask that there's going to be some time that elapses here and the group finds themselves ready to leave.
Are we leaving same day, or are we taking a rest?
You would be leaving probably at the end of the day, because when it's nighttime like this, you guys would probably have like a short rest, or maybe even like a bit of an extended amount of time. You guys won't have to. I'll basically allow you guys to have a long rest without really sleeping, because this is a very restful area for you. So if you'd like to just hit the long rest button to clear anything, you can do that. Whether that means you leave like after a long rest immediately, or in the evening time or the next morning, I'll leave that up to you guys. Maybe we can just kind of time skip to the next morning and you guys take off and get your dogs. The dogs look like chipper as they have ever looked. They're ready to go. They're like nipping at each other's heels playfully, like ready to get in the saddle and run.
Hey, boy. How you doing? Okay. First time we're leaving without any issue, huh? Oof.
Skies are
Good
clear.
feeling.
It's cold as bones, but you know, it's not windy today. Just a bit.
We know the way.
Do you know the way?
I would say that Devii actually probably would have had the most time talking with what's his name?
The
Box splitter.
medicine guy? Yeah.
No, not him.
Undercaller.
The Aarakocra?
Aarakocra, yeah. The Aarakocra, maybe the Chewingas, which have not left you, by the way.
Oh wow.
Chewingas are still around.
Okay.
What were they doing in the trial?
They probably would have just gone to another person and just entertained themselves with the dolls, most likely. Sikikri during the trials would have mentioned to Devii that he went out for a fly to test out his new wings and wanted to thank you again and had a great time, and he was able to draw up a quick map, which to your eyes, this guy looks like he's a trained cartographer. He knows what's up.
Okay. Okay.
And he says that he picked up some stuff on a boat a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Awesome. You used to sail.
Yeah, well, I was in the crow's nest, no pun intended.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. What was the name of the ship you were on? I've been
I
sailing
would say
my whole
that
life, so.
you would recognize the ship name, but I don't have one prepared for you.
Oh, that's okay.
And it's not something that's in your background. But
No.
let's just say it was called the Albuquerque.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think that.
Yeah, it's a terrible name, ship. I don't even remember why I left, but probably to do with the name.
You know, there are so many ships out there that people just get tired of naming
Let
them.
me tell you, I wasn't the captain and I didn't pay for it, so it was just
there you
money for booze and getting around.
I've been on some silly names.
Yeah,
I
well,
think there was
beggars can't be choosers.
one of the ships I was on. I think the person who named it was trying to kind of poke fun at the owner of it.
I see.
I don't know what the dispute was, but it was called the butt wiper. I remember that.
That's far worse than my experience. You can have
so
that
don't
story
feel bad.
and keep it,
Yeah.
because I'll take mine. Thank
I-
you.
Stayed on that for as short a time as possible.
Yeah, I should hope so. Hopefully you didn't wipe any butts while you were there either. Yucks.
Only mine.
Well, at least that one was clean. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck on your journey, and I wish you all the best. And thanks again for the wings. They're great.
Do not overfly with them. You shouldn't have even gone on a test run today, but
Well, there
Just
was no
careful.
wind, so
that's not an excuse. Don't
Yeah,
do it. I mean,
well.
that is an excuse. That's not a good reason.
I'm sorry. Who's the one who knows how to fly here?
Me.
I am a doctor. If you have a broken leg, you shouldn't run on it after it's fixed. Broken wing, don't
Sikitri
fly.
puts one of her arms on your shoulder and says, "I'll be fine, thank you."
Is it she? I thought it was a he. Sorry. Okay.
Even though they wouldn't correct you,
Oh, okay.
they would just be like, "Whatever."
Okay. Okay.
Not as if they're like
sure.
they them or a he him or she her. It's
yeah,
just they just don't care.
Observational.
They're like most of these people.
Well,
they're living
you know
Goliaths
what?
that have been calling them the wrong thing forever. So they're just like whatever.
Yeah. I wipe my hands on this. If you break your wing again, your fault. Have a good night. Good
Well,
one.
first time was my fault too, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Oh.
She, babe.
At least you have a map, and now I don't owe you anything.
Yes, I'm very thankful for this thing.
All right, take care. All right, so you guys take off. Devi's got a map to help you get by. It will give you advantage on your survival checks for driving. I would like one person to roll with advantage, please. It could be a
Driving?
survival check. or a driving check. Your choice.
Is Goldy?
I'm gonna drive.
Goldy's
I've
go.
got plus 16 for survival, so
Let's let Van go because he's volunteered first. His first crack.
okay.
So Van
I'm
with
looking at a
advantage.
17 total.
After, did you roll with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Without issue, it's a clear a day as it will be. Let me just roll real quick.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get there without any issues. And as you leave,
Happy days.
the Chewingas tug at your ankles before you can leave. And they don't want to see you go for a change.
Oh.
Aw.
Do you guys want
come
to
with
come with us?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I would say I need 4 people that interacted with the Chewingas to roll for me. So you guys need to. I'll pick this up again, but I need somebody to. I need you guys to choose who the 4 people are gonna be.
Well, I don't know if I did
That
interact with
can
him
be
or not.
one.
Because if you
And
didn't really
Van?
interact with them, then you wouldn't
I don't
have.
know. Can't remember.
I guess I can take one.
I sort of did.
You did.
Okay. I'll go for one.
I wouldn't mind doing it, but I don't know if I
You
can-
definitely did interact with them.
Van, did you want to do one?
What am I rolling?
Really? I think we're. What is it? What are we rolling to convince the? Are we convincing them to stay with us, Rob?
To start.
No,
No.
we're just rolling.
Let's see.
Just
a
One,
D20.
two, four,
I
five.
think I know what this is.
Are we rolling a d20?
Oh, it's so you don't get attacked.
I
Excuse
need
me.
the 4 people that you guys selected to roll a d8 for me.
D8.
Okay.
And if you would like to opt out of rolling, I will choose one of my choosing.
Are we gonna
That's
get
up to you.
attacked by a gate?
5.
5.
If you roll the same thing, roll again, please.
I rolled
I have 4.
Okay. We got a 4 and a
6.
5.
6.
4, 5, 6. That's 3.
8.
And an 8. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 8. All right.
Maximum.
All right. Whoever rolled the 4 has the charm of Snowball Strike.
Hey.
5 charges as a bonus action. You can make a magical snowball in your hand and throw it if you have a free hand. Charges range is 60 feet, 1d4 cold damage on hit. And if you crit, you can crit on 19s and 20s. If you crit, the target is blind for a turn.
Sweet. I'll add that to the other 5 charges I didn't use from the last time I got it.
The snowball vanishes immediately after you hit or miss, or at the end of your turn if you don't throw it. Once all charges have expended, the charm vanishes. Whoever rolled a 5 has the charm of the ice troll that will let you use your reaction if you take cold damage to set the number to 0. You regain a number of hit points equal to half of the cold damage that you would have taken, and then the charm will vanish. So you basically can reduce all of the damage of cold that you would have taken to 0, and then you can heal half of that as restorative magic, so not temporary hit points. That's the 4 and 5. So the person who rolled the 6 is the Snowwalker charm with 3 charges. 1 charm will get you a benefit for 24 hours, okay? So you can gain the following 3 benefits, okay? You and your allies within 15 feet ignore difficult terrain by snow or ice. You can see through heavily obscured snow to a distance of 60 feet. which to me means if you're in a blizzard, your reduction of vision to like 10 feet or 30 feet is now 60. And if it was 60 before, I can't quite remember. If it was 60 feet, you can have 120. We'll figure it out when we get to that. And it also says you're immune to the effects of extreme cold, which I know the rules of that, but you just have to would make a note of that. And then again, once you've used all 3 charges, each charge gets you all of those benefits for a day. Okay.
Okay.
Once you've used 3 charges of that, then they all go away. And the 8th one for Cari, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the Traveler's Horn. As an action, you have 3 charges of this. You can expend 1 of the charms charged to cast Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Hey!
Without any components.
Huh. Yay! Maybe I can just go off by myself away from these guys and have my own hut.
Just want to ask.
Is this something we can add in the thing, or is it just our
No.
thing?
You have to remember it.
Okay.
Cool. I have it here, and I'm just gonna.
But as you
Bookmark
leave,
this.
you notice that the Chewingas don't leave the bones. Once again, they reside there and hang out in this area, but they give you these things as a parting gift, and they all bow and wave in their various funny ways before they poof back into the snow.
As
Aw,
a thank you, I will
them.
give a golden ring to the one that gave me the gift.
It wears it like a crown.
There you go.
That's nice.
I think the Aurora one was probably the one that I remember Devii was messing
That is
with.
the one that I mimicked.
Yeah. So the Aurora one would have like a nice little thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ring instantly frosts on its head, but
I would like to imagine him putting it on as you could say if it isn't, but putting it on as a crown, but then it goes whoop and becomes like a necklace.
Sure, whenever, yeah.
I don't know.
Tries to like poof up its hair as like a little pomp circle
keep it
to
up.
kind of lodge it in there.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Well, you guys take off. Vanvalor finds the location of the next place in a very quick and efficient manner. It's almost like having a map is amazing when it's an aerial view. Like,
Yeah.
cartographers have done a lot of the work, but
true.
it's something else when you have somebody in the sky that knows what they're doing. So yeah, you guys leave Wormdoom Crag for the next area, and I'll bring you guys back to the map of Icewind Dale. All right, let's get rid of the thing there. You guys are down in the south area, and you guys actually start seeing that the alternative path gives you a very interesting wind through the mountains with your dogs, with some safe lines that the Aarakocra was able to find, so you guys didn't have to go backtrack the way you came and go around and south through the mountains. You were able to go south first and then go straight over to almost what looks to be a back entrance to Sky Tower Shelter, or at least a back pathway. While the wind doesn't itself kick up, you start feeling the effects of climbing up mountains because the air is so thin here. It is like the most brutal thing on your body without having really any way of discerning, like, how would I put this? It's almost like you can kind of feel like crystallizing on your lungs from the inside. It just slows your breath and you need to breathe faster, and it's just hard. Just labored breathing. It's like something's resting on your chest. A 10-foot causeway hugs the side of the mountain and ascends to Sky Tower's shelter. I would like everyone to roll a perception check as you start to get closer.
I rolled it to look behind us for that fox.
Oh yeah.
See if that fox is keeping up.
Ah,
I got a 24.
9.
That is very bad for me. 6, 9.
You
9.
got 9 too.
Yeah, you don't see
Oops.
anything. Mesh.
I accidentally ran. Ignore that second one. It's not even any better anyway. I did that by accident.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in order just so I can have a quick scan. So Devii,
9.
Breker,
12.
Mesh,
9.
Cal,
5.
Goldy.
24.
Ooh,
Nice.
bailed out, Van.
7.
Ooh. Yeah, y'all are just like really zeroed in on travel. I'd say that's probably the main thing. You're not really looking around being scared. You guys feel very motivated to get to where you want to go. Feel pretty strong, maybe a bit of high hubris, but Goldy is on high alert. Just very much like not navigating at all, letting Vanvalor take that up. And Goldy, you look way up and you see that near the 10-foot wide causeway that hugs the side of the mountain, you're looking far past above it. Circling the mountain's peak, there's something up there. 6 things are flying around, and you're able to see that there's definitely some sort of wing shape to them. So they're not like magical flight things, and they're definitely not the size of small birds. These look to be very large objects that are flying. And let's see here. Some of them, as you look up and start getting a good picture of them, about 3 or 4 of them, now that you're closer to the mountain, there's more clouds here. They almost seemingly react to you seeing them and go into the clouds, disappearing from sight.
Did any of you see that?
Say what?
What?
They're flying things.
Flying things.
I believe there are about 6 right on top of us, just way up high, past the mountain.
Birds?
There was the.
I don't see anything there. You need to.
Oh, could it be those rider birds they were talking about?
Well,
The griffins.
Yeah.
I can see them clearly now. It is. Yeah, a couple of them just vanished. At least I think they have.
Or you're seeing things. I did kind of go through.
It's
some
saying
earlier.
Hey, I trust myself. After
That's
everything
good.
that's happened, I trust my eyes.
I'm glad that
So
you.
you feel like
Yeah.
you saw some
I didn't feel. I know.
birds?
It wasn't birds. They were flying. They
They
had
weren't
wings.
birds.
Birds
They-
that aren't
the-
flying.
They had wings.
Yeah, you're not making much sense to be honest.
Oh, they weren't
Well,
birds.
I'm
They had
s-
wings. I mean, dragons have wings.
Yeah, I don't know
They're not
why we're having this sort of comparison. Like, there are many things that have wings that aren't necessarily birds. Bats. Anyway,
As you
point is,
approach the entranceway, at the end of the entranceway, you can see there's a 10-foot tall kind of barricade made out of wood and stone set into a crude gate made out of thick lumber and festooned with metal blades. Gaps in the gate will allow you to see an unusually tall figure in hide armor standing 10 feet behind it, clutching a large great axe, and beyond the figure is a higher ledge with 5 equally towering figures standing atop it. As above you, you hear more shuffling coming from deep within the cave, and above you, you can hear a loud sound as 6 griffins circle.
huh? Hey guys, look,
Woo.
birds.
What?
Okay.
You said
You're
they
right.
weren't birds.
They're griffins. They're not birds.
The white griffins
sort
with
of a
people
bird.
riding them descend. Sorry, 6 griffins shrieking approach, and they descend until they're about a few hundred feet away and begin to flap their wings, hovering in place away from you.
Nobody to draw their weapons.
Vanvalor, you might
Nice.
have to interpret for us.
Are they liable to attack?
I don't know.
No.
I'm
No.
starting to cross comprehend language.
They could have easily have just swooped down and just yanked us out one by one. No,
I don't think they're
they
going to, but they could if we.
I'd say some sort of greeting in giant, the standard, whatever they use. For
Yes.
formal.
let us speak.
They don't speak. They might not. Speak.
Oh, yeah.
Figure behind the gate rises a bit
Yeah, I guess you can try.
taller
I mean,
and
yeah,
shouts
might,
out, "Turn back. You are not welcome here."
Common.
Are they saying that in giant?
In common.
In common. Okay, so they maybe
Okay.
they can speak common, Goldy.
No, never mind. I guess Char didn't really work.
Why are we not welcome? Do you want to ask? I guess I can ask. Why are we not welcome?
Just a sec, Cari.
Okay, remember, nothing aggressive.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just quietly saying it to everyone. Nothing aggressive. And I stare at Cal.
Huh? Okay, a single bell.
You do that a lot.
With your intimidating horns and your fluffy butt.
Well, my fluffy butt is rather intimidating. But, yeah.
You do not
Does
have
he
anything
run?
that we want, and your presence is unwanted.
We come here as emissaries.
Yes. We were more or less sent here from one of the other tribes.
Yeah, we're to intercede on behalf of what were they called again? I forgot another one. What was their tribe?
Tribe name.
Wormdoom.
Wormdoom.
Not Wormdoom yet.
I'll send you back to them then.
No. Please don't do that. We are outsiders, but we were inducted into their tribe through a trial of sorts. So we are truly speaking on their behalf, and they truly do want to come to some sort of agreement or truce with you.
They
A
wanna do
peaceful one,
meeting?
please.
Like
That
meet
is
together
impossible
at
with
the Gold
outsiders.
Station?
Yeah, the only
Well,
way
that's
you're
what
going to
they're
get in
trying to
here
tell
is to give
you.
me something that I want.
Well,
What do you
we
want?
aren't
We're not-
outsiders.
Outsiders any longer.
I don't care
Me
what the
and-
Sky Tower... Sorry. I don't care what Wormdoom has told you and what they have accepted from you. We're not Wormdoom. And you're not welcome here, regardless of what they told you.
Is there anything we can do to be welcome? Is there anything that you need?
You see him kind of lower his axe for just a second, and some of the griffins
I
land.
am a doctor.
And he thinks, scratches his chin, and then responds,
You have to give me something that I want.
But I don't know what.
Well,
What do you want?
if you want to know what that is, he points over to the mountain where you just came from. Bring me Oglei's white cloak.
You
White club?
just want her
White cloak.
cloak?
Cloak?
Why?
That seems like less a valuable of a thing than we thought you was going to ask
Also-
for, to be honest.
That's counterintuitive to us coming here to be ambassador.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab Cal's hand. Look at us. Look at our eyes. We are one with you. We have done your trials. You may be separate.
Can I grab
We are
Goldy and
together.
like
It's not the same.
you know they're different tribes, right?
different tribes.
like-
They're
I'm
not
I'm
part of
trying.
it.
I'm
you did
trying
the
to
trial of the worm tooth.
I know,
This is
I
Sky
know.
Tower.
They
I
don't
know.
like the worm.
I'm just trying to indicate that we
And
are
they
one.
hate each other.
Yeah, but you're telling him that you are
So-
part of their enemy.
Yeah.
You're like,
maybe,
I am one with your foe.
No, really, we want to talk to you. We're exactly them. Don't worry.
Not exactly the best. You are high on your victory,
Guys,
sir.
how about we just challenge them to get game of Gold Ball again?
We beat them again.
You could do that.
Looking at the undisputed Gold Ball traveling champions here that will deliver an undeniably spectacular Gold Ball experience that will have you quaking in your seats with excitement and joy.
And I can assist with any if you're. I'm a doctor, not a vet, but if your griffins need taken care of or anybody else, I can assist.
All right, Bones.
Say I'm a doctor would be like, eh.
Excuse me. No, we're not done here. We're forgetting about this. I'm looking you in the eye. Excuse me.
Maybe not the time for this.
No, it is.
Okay, I apologize for saying the most incorrect thing. What I'm trying here. Can we not do this right now? Just bookmark it, as it were. We'll come back to you not being a doctor.
No.
That was very deliberate. Bookmark it.
There's like lightning coming out of her eyes. Like an anime thing.
Like staring at me.
Yeah.
Breker like charges the trident and there's like distant rumbling thunder and lightning.
Oh my god, hurry up this fight amongst ourselves and make fun of here.
If you do that, then I'm gonna do prestidigitation. Do the same thing with my fingers.
It needs to stick. Please.
Hey, you offended my honor, bruh.
They're gonna. How are they not gonna see?
Bro.
I think that we're trying to be aggressive to them. That the Sky Tower people.
She'll just look at him and say, "Well, you are a disappointment to Tyr." Vicious mockery. I'm sorry. Can you do a wisdom 16? You can probably make it.
Could I just do like a persuasion check and simply ask, do you not want
Not that
peace?
As you ask this question, you see a relatively hunched over figure. With some heavy footfalls.
Did you?
Just kind of like walking down behind the barricade. Looks like a very old woman that is giant, like very large Goliath woman who is just hunched over. And it seems to be led down with a disgruntled other person. Sorry, let's see here. Yeah, with another person who is a larger, similarly looking or like build to the gentleman you're talking to now, but he looks much bigger. The guy that you're talking to now. There's another person that looks like they might make some eyes with that person is guiding this woman down. And you can clearly see something's wrong at this distance with the woman. You're not sure if it's like her body or her face or something. It's very hard to tell at this distance. You can just hear the woman say, now, what's all this hubbub? What's going on down here? Y'all haven't seen any problems in some time that you haven't been able to deal with, and now we have a conversation. What is this?
We need information, and it's costing us a trip to visit you and act as emissaries on behalf of the Wormtooth clan. They want to end hostilities and give us information about something we are looking for in the Raygood Glacier.
Devii, you pick up this. The woman
I
is
am
very...
not paying attention to her whatsoever.
Okay, well...
I'm sorry.
Then
I'm
Goldy...
detecting thoughts.
Goldy and Mesh will pick up on this then. Then the woman is very clearly blind.
Okay.
There's something wrong with her eyesight. You're not
Normally
sure how,
I would, but I am staring Breker down.
Mesh, you're having a hard time getting your detect thoughts to really take hold at this distance because you're afraid that if you close the gap any further, you might be met with some aggression. But when you have your detect thoughts, you're kind of like trying to inch closer to do it, but you're like, this is getting a bit sketchy even for me to get closer than this. But you know what I will tell is I'm gonna DM Mesh something. With your detect thoughts, maybe you can pick up a couple of things. Like this. These are just gonna be random people that you can't quite associate.
So you two are just gonna get at it the second that everything else is dealt with. You're just gonna start shouting, are you? Okay then.
Wait, can you say that again? I wasn't paying attention.
You two are just gonna have a shouting match the second like anything is resolved right now.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna sit back when that happens.
Why?
My honor has been defended, or my honor has been called into question.
You're cutting out, man. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
You okay, Cal?
Oi!
I'm falling asleep. I'm really struggling.
Slap.
I grab a snowball and just put it in the cow's cheek.
I'm sure Cal is awake.
Cal's awake. Jodie is falling asleep.
It's okay.
Struggling. I'm listening.
Okay, there you go, Mesh. You get those 3 things.
Okay. I try to make eye contact with Devii, but probably not gonna happen for a bit.
You might need to like put if you put a hand on it, she'll.
So
Okay, yeah.
So to the elderly lady who's just come down, ma'am, what my friend here, what he said is true. We are here simply to get some information and leave, but.
And I am a doctor.
And she is a doctor.
Yes.
But with all sincerity, I think
With like her weakness, she's gonna like elbow you.
Relax. I need a moment. I think I could say on behalf of myself and perhaps my gentleman friend over here, just pointing at Cal. Oh, we've been through something, and we truly want peace for these tribes.
You guys kind of see a crag cat kind of slowly walk next to her, and she pulls what looks to be a yeti fur tighter around her, and her long hair kind of matching the color of the yeti's fur. And then she whispers something into the man who's held her and guided her out. He kind of shakes his head and kind of tries to say something back, and seems like he's kind of humming and hawing, and then she's kind of like disagreeing. So they're kind of having some sort of disagreement. And the chieftain leader just seems to be staring you guys down. Giving you a brief moment, Mesh, to say something if you would like to share.
What you asked of us, if you really want something that valuable, it would come in a negotiation in a neutral area.
The lady speaks up. Well, what are you gonna propose then? We already told you what we want.
Are you willing to meet with them to get a negotiation going?
Mesh, you kind of can pick up a little bit from the chieftain. He's like looking at the lady with some kind of concern. It seems that there might be something there, but it doesn't seem like they want to give you guys any ground. And Devii, I think that through this discussion, if you're willing to participate, this lady is very clearly blind.
Yes, Mesh actually messaged me, and he told her, so she acknowledged it. But
this is similar to the situation. Now that you're paying attention to it, then this is similar to the situation at the other clan had with the wing, where you think that it might be something you can actually do something about it.
Magic thing?
Yeah, you might actually be able to fix it.
I've said several times that I am a doctor, so I don't know what else to say to them.
I think healer would be a better word, to be fair. Doctor would be more physician.
Yes,
that
doctor
way
seems a bit more practical.
Or physical helping.
Think magic, Devii, magic.
Magical things that help with ailments, I can help.
You see the woman punch the guy that's like walking her out. And then Mesh, I think, and Goldy can make out, like she says, I told you. Like,
make out?
I told you. Huh?
So the woman is talking to the person that was guiding her, and she said, I told you, to the guy that was guiding her out. And the chieftain says basically nothing. He just kind of like shrugs and holds his hand out.
I whisper that's his husband.
Okay.
Oh, really?
You know, we'd like to offer that.
What's happening?
Well, if
what's going on?
if you would lay your weapons down, I suppose I'll allow you a brief moment to look at his mother.
Done. Put her weapon down. Yes, Breker, you can come too.
Yes, doctor.
That's better.
Yes, chef.
Yes. You guys start seeing these two 500-pound looking wooden bars that are sealing the gate begin. The barricade starts sliding as like 3 or 4 Goliaths on each side begin pulling them apart, and that's where we're gonna pick up next time. As you guys walk into Sky Tower Shelter. Way to get through without any skill checks. Nice job. That was huge.
Skill checks.
You guys didn't have to make a skill check because Mesh's abilities as a doppelganger are broken.
Hang on, did he change it?
I wanted to be honorable.
It's mind reading. The mind reading is so big. I was like, I have denied Mesh of mind reading so many times. I'm like, this makes so many sense that he can bypass this. So yeah. They have no reason to think that he can't do, like, he's doing anything shady. They have no reason to think.
Okay.
And like, for you guys to be within his range to talk makes sense. Like, you guys aren't. They have a huge clan, and there's like 6 of you and some dogs. Like, they're not afraid of you, right? So like, there's no reason for them not to be like, we have a large wall, and you guys can get closer, so the Mesh can read some thoughts. That's fine. I just made it so that he can't like direct it at any given one. He's just kind of like scanning surface, trying to see if he can get anything. So
the chieftain is the husband of the old woman that's blind.
So okay, so a little bit of clarity, because I know this mental image is a little weird. There's a bunch of people out there. Okay, there's some flying griffins with outriders, and there is a leader that is a chieftain that you guys found out. I gave the name of the chieftain leader to Mesh because he was able to pick it up with one of the thoughts. The woman is very old. She is being led out by another man who looks very similar build to the chieftain, and those two are partners.
Okay,
Right.
so maybe she's like the wise woman of the.
And
Yeah.
what Mesh would be able to figure out by the time you guys walk through the doors is that the chieftain and that guy are definitely the connection item. They're both partners, and the woman is the chieftain's partner's mom.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
totally had that wrong.
I did say his husband, so.
You did, and that's why I picked it up. But then
Yeah,
you said,
it's a
I
bit
thought you-
confusing when
yeah.
we have a bunch of new things like hitting you very quickly.
Yeah.
And then Mesh is trying to fill in some extra details on top of that. So I just want to make sure that's clarified. If you guys want to write some notes down to prep for the next time you come back, that's it. But welcome to Sky Tower Shelter. And for those of you that watched the episode this week and played, thank you guys for watching and playing this week. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
A little bit of a different flavor from playing Goat Ball last week where everyone's involved to having 2 very big character moments and then a whole group kind of getting ready to do the last of negotiations. I think the general plan is the next time that we meet, whenever that may be, the negotiations should be like, I'm going to try to truncate travel because the game takes a lot of time to do a lot of traveling in this area to keep it realistic. So I'm going to try to truncate that into a small, shortened piece. I'm assuming that by the time you guys get through the negotiations of talking with this side of the clan, there will be some people navigating to the neutral ground from both sides to assist you in travel. You got the map to Vanvalor from the Aarakocra, so that should be even easier. So I think I'm just going to do no rolls, and you guys will go to a neutral ground. It'll be very easy. Okay, so the traveling side of things should be basically no dice rolls. Nothing should be done. You guys will figure it out, and you've already scouted out the area in between through your travel today. So you would have been able to find a neutral ground place to pitch to both tribesmen. So just keep that in mind when you do the negotiations, that you have a place in mind, even if you don't, really practically have one. I'm just going to say you guys in character have a place in mind. Through the travel, you would have found one. I'm going to just give you a quick heads up with this area. Let me just check something.
This little area surrounded by hills, that's our neutral ground.
There is some other cool things here similar to the other cave. There's going to be some other stuff so you guys can interact with. But if you guys would like to do those things, we can still do them. Okay. Actually, you know what? Some of the stuff here is really, really cool, and it'll be funny. Now that you guys are here, it's really weird because like these guys are much more bristly when you first meet them, but I think they've got cooler stuff than the other cave. So if you thought the other cave was cool, their stuff's cooler. In my opinion, I think I like this cave better. There's way cooler shit here.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys want to stay and hang out and stuff, I would very much as players like to extend that to you as a DM. Like, I think you guys should really check out the stuff that they got here. It's cool. So even if you're not really interacting with directly Frostmaiden and stuff, and this feels very side questy, there's some super cool stuff that might benefit you later here and the other place and everything. But you guys already knew some of that with your motivations to come here in the first place. So, and also I'm giving you guys a lot of motivation to kind of come back because I don't know how long the next time is that will be. I'm pulling up my calendar right now. Next weekend is, I have a Christmas show that I've got to run in the morning on Sunday, so I cannot run the game next week on Saturday night. However, if not Cari, but you guys want to do something together, you're more than welcome to do something off stream. But Cari and I need to go to bed at a decent hour. So if you guys want to hang out at 10 to 11, we can do something. I'm even willing to do something with you guys. If you guys just want to do like a 2-hour game, I'm willing to run that. If you guys are down for that, I'll run a 2-hour game to midnight if everyone's keen.
It'll work.
Yeah, it works.
So if there's no conflicts of interest and you guys can all make it, I'll run a 2-hour game. We'll be out of here by midnight, my time.
Okay.
And then the 17th there is no game. The 24th there is no game, and the 31st there is no game. So the next game after next week should be the 7th, in theory.
Oh, that's a long break. But I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be
No
able to
idea,
stream any of
sadly.
those games, and then I don't know what's going on with Mesh at the end of the month as well. So,
Yep. No idea.
but Mesh, please keep us posted. Don't ghost us. We want to be involved as much as we can. Viewers, take care.
Hopefully, even if I go back, I'll have at least internet to do stuff
Sure.
safely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week, I guess, for a 2-hour game. We're gonna call an audible. So, bye, chat.
Saturday yet?
Bye.
Bye.